Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So, something I've got to tell you about my dog. He only likes new people. He only likes, this tail is deadly. Spencer, rescue a greyhound. Everybody needs a brush. This is Spencer. And this is Vic Cherikoff. And I am so excited because he's here on the channel. Basically, sorry.
To pat the dog.
Sorry, leave him.
Go,
Spencer.
go.
Spencer's got this thing, if someone's new, he's got to be there, he's got to say hi constantly. Vic's here. Vic.
Justine, how you doing?
This is so exciting for me. And I do have something. Obviously, it's exciting for all the subscribers to Justine Diana's shop as well. This is a channel, we're all about a tribe here, a community of people who love shopping, but also a lot of people that just want to be educated on things. So I've got the guru here, the man that knows pretty much everything there is to know about Australian wildflowers and wild plants and the Indigenous culture and how that was used and how it still is used and what it can do for the body. But for people that don't know you, Vic,
Yeah.
I mean, you're kind of a big deal.
Oh, really? I don't know about that.
He really is. But, I mean, you literally wrote the book on it. But, Vic, can you sort of introduce
That's my sixth book.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I'm an author.
I've read them all, Vic, and they were brilliant, let me say. But, yeah, just introduce yourself a little bit.
Okay. I used to forage foods, wild foods, while I was still in high school, and I used to love going out and even catching the train up to the Blue Mountains, living in Sydney, and you go there, and I perfected this method that I call the taste and spit method. So you pop something in your mouth. I had no idea what it was when I was 16, 17. Yeah. If it tasted bad, you spat it out. If it tasted good, you sort of swallowed a bit and wait and see what happens. So, I mean, there was a book way back then in the 70s that had come out, Wild Foods of Australia, or Wild Foods in Australia, I think it was, and it was a couple of professors in Brisbane, one of the universities up there. Look, it was a great exploratory in a way, a great way to, in a way, start to add an extra dimension to just going bushwalking, because you can eat things, and there's a whole lot, they did find that were fantastic. But I was really, really lucky. I mean, I enrolled in a course, my first degree. I did 3. A perpetual student, and in fact, Nicole Kidman's dad is a name dropping, right? Brush with fame. Yeah. Nicole Kidman's dad, Anthony Kidman, who unfortunately passed away last year, or year before now. He was my biochemistry lecturer.
Wow.
And so I was enrolled in this degree doing biochemistry and environmental science and industrial micro, so it was sort of really broad, and it was literally 3 degrees. He found me in, I think, my 5th year of being a perpetual student, and he said, I've got a job for you. You're still diving? Yeah, still scuba diving. So he got me a job at University of New South Wales, which was placed at St Vincent's Hospital, and it was in clinical pharmacology, right? Yeah. And you think, clinical pharmacology, what's that got to do with food and whatever? But the amazing thing is that what I learned about neuropharmacology, neuroscience, neurobiology, it really sort of brings together how food and nutritional components in food have this whole brain and systemic effect. And I mean, people think, oh, well, I eat this and sort of it gets digested and then, out the other end, and some of it gets absorbed and who knows what happens. Well, it's amazing. I mean, again, looking at bush medicines as well as foods, and for Aborigines, the line is pretty. Hey,
sorry.
Spence, you're cramming my style here.
Just give him a pat, and then he'll continue, and he can smell the dogs.
Keep going, Off
you go.
I've got a big
you've
party
got 2.
poodle,
big,
standard, and a little
suits him. He's big poodle and spoodle. Looks like he should have a Roddy, this one, but he's got the poodle and the spoodle.
That's it.
Yeah, go on.
And I mean, the interesting thing is that the way that these components interact at the brain, initially in the brain in particular levels, and stimulating, what they call the dopaminergic receptor system and others, but then they have this systemic response. And so you can actually drink a tea, and there's a brilliant tea called Ermenga language that I was shown, and my auntie there said, well, we take this tea if we're sort of just feeling sick and just can't get over the sickness, and it's sort of cold viral type thing. And I said, well, what happens? She said, well, you fall asleep. What do you mean you fall asleep? You can sleep for 3 days.
Wow.
You know, and they knew the dose. I mean, that's the other thing,
exactly
how it's
to get it
concentrated,
right.
how much, whatever. It's all cold water extracted. Because they didn't boil anything at the time. And so that tradition has kept on. And anyway, I finally found a research paper, and there was an Australian scientist who now is overseas, and he looked at the pharmacology. He looked at how the components it affected your brain, relaxed what they call the vagus nerve, which opens up your blood vessels, your blood pressure drops, and you gently fall asleep, right? And then it also stimulates the immune system. Now, that's how you get better after a few days.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you're just feeling a bit ratty, you take a little bit of this and it sort of boosts your immune system and everything's fine. And you know, as part of all the systemic and the circulatory responses, you know, how it affects your blood vessels and everything, it fortifies you, increases what they call vascularity, which is how much your nutrients can penetrate into the deeper recesses of your body. And I mean, that's the interesting thing for the wild foods. It's totally holistic medicine.
Yeah, that's it, the holistic medicine part of it. And Vic, for us to have you here is just extraordinary. Obviously, Spencer's clearly the most excited member of the family to have you here, but also, Vic, you know, it's so wonderful for our tribe because they can send questions through about their health. We are not limited to the things, you know, there's so much, you know, being involved with health products, how little you can say about what they can do.
Well, the other thing is it is a food product, all right? It's all food-based. Now, the way I take it is we've got 65,000 years of continuous culture in this country.
Yeah.
They've been eating these foods for thousands and thousands and sometimes 60-odd thousand years, 65,000 years. So I'm bringing that to the table, and we're now starting to look at not just my own research, but there's many other researchers now that are looking at, you know, the antioxidants. There's a word we can't use on conventional TVs, anti-inflammatories. I mean, these things are anti-inflammatories. They're a food that is anti-inflammatory. We know about, you know, turmeric and things like this. This eclipses those sorts of products. I mean, turmeric is like 3% absorbed, okay? Whereas, you know, this stuff is almost 100% absorbed, and then it comes with a whole concoction of other ingredients, which is how we're meant to eat.
And what Vic's talking about is an incredible product that he's formulated called L.I.F.E, and we're going to talk more about that in our next clip. But at this point, we just wanted to introduce Vic to the family. We wanted to give Spencer time to get over it, but just to welcome him on board. So leave your comments down below. Please send us some messages out on Facebook. Leave comments on the Justine Diana Shop Facebook page. Welcome Vic on board. We want to know about questions you might have about how L.I.F.E can help you. But in the next video, we're going to be talking about L.I.F E, what it can do for you, your health, the way you feel, the way you look, and how you can get your hands on it. Thank you, Vic. We'll see you soon.
Justine, cheers.